Welcome to Behind the Bar podcast. This is all brought to you by the coaches and the clients of RT Fitness Durham, Sunderland and the Barbell Club. On today's episode, Coach Luke takes us through his final week of preparations, the sacrifice, the dedication and what everything it takes to get on stage. Hit the subscribe button, leave us a few comments in there and enjoy the show. Right then, Luke, I need to lower my voice a bit, don't I?
A little bit,
Yeah, right. So, Luke.
Stop laughing.
Yeah. So this one is, I shouldn't be looking at this. So this one's all going to be about your prep from the show, what you're doing tomorrow.
Yeah, first one.
First one. And just a bit of an insight about your prep. But first, how long have you been training weights?
Weights specifically?
More specific. Go back then. Where would you say your training started then?
Probably at 6.
6.
I started gymnastics. I was doing like all the fitness side of that.
Right.
It was mainly like press ups, sit ups, little tiny bits of kettlebells and that. It wasn't like
At
not
6.
metal. That was like a lot of pull ups and that.
Right.
For the upper body strength. And then I did that until I was 12 or 11 when I started school.
Right.
Started school, sacked it off. I can't remember why now. I think I didn't want to get bullied or something.
Really?
I think it was. And then I started...
Thing is that when you hit 11, you hit comp. It's
and wanting to do different things.
yeah, women and drink.
And then I started weight training at 12. Didn't have a fucking clue what I was doing.
12?
I
How?
was just doing like... I had in my dad's garage. He'd bought a bench, some bars, and a multi-gym thing.
Yeah.
Like fly, pull down and that. Basically just started doing chest and arms. And then the more, because that was when YouTube kind of kicked off, and a lot of people were on there, the more I watched, the more I did, and then I'd say probably jumped into proper splits by year 9.
Right.
Like full
13,
body splits.
14.
Yeah, maybe 15.
Still training in the house or?
Still in the garage, but I used to go sometimes Pete Lee gym, some absolute dusty loft.
Yeah.
It was a proper old school gym. And then that's where I learned a lot more because the blokes in there spoke to you more.
Right.
Very similar to Max Muscle.
Yeah.
Where people like know everyone.
Yeah.
And then when I turned 16, I was at college. I used to go to Freeman's, and then after that I got a car and I just went wherever. Joined Max Muscle and Bannatynes and all different gyms all over.
Mental.
That's how I started. And then time in the army, just kept training. Still train today. 25-year-old.
So when do you think you took the bodybuilding aspect more serious?
Probably 16 when I got Prota gym memberships.
16? That's young.
I was doing, do you know Bradley Martin?
No.
He was a big YouTuber back in the day.
Right.
Still is. He does a lot more podcasts and clothing now. But I used to watch all of his videos, and he had a split on the old school pyramids.
Right, yeah.
So it was like the 12, 8, 6, and then reverse out.
Yeah.
Same way. 5 sets, whatever exercises. That was the first ever proper split I did. And that was push-pull legs, Sunday off.
Mad. From 6,
I ran that for quite a while, actually. Probably a good 2 years.
Right. So is that 16 to 18? Or?
Yeah, but like, obviously I'd changed the exercises.
Yeah.
But it was like, that was the main format I followed. And then I kind of played with different splits after that.
Do you still ever do them splits now?
I did one a couple of years ago. No, last year. Started hurting my back. Too much volume, too much heavy lifting, so I dropped them down the 5 days.
Right.
I just do the 5 now. I need the extra day rest.
So is that like a 5-day body part split?
Yeah.
Across the week?
At the minute, Wendy does mine. So whatever weak areas are normally in the double day.
Right.
So like at the minute, it is back, shoulders, rest, legs, chest, shoulders again Saturday. But like the shoulder days are kind of split in volumes, so it's not like
Yeah.
20 sets of shoulders. It's like 10, 10. Not too bad.
And what's that, like 4 sets? Like 2 different things, 4 sets?
It runs a bit different now because of it's the new, I think it was Dorian Yates started it.
Right.
It was, so you do like 1 or 2 working sets max per exercise with 1 to 3 warm-up sets. So like,
Right, okay, yeah.
it'll be like a 12 or an 8, and then maybe a 6 or a 4. And
Right.
then you roll into a 6 to 8, for example, and fail your set.
Yeah,
And that might be the only working set you do.
right.
And the second one might be a higher rep range normally, like an 8 to 12.
Would you say that's helped more than all the rest? Or is this been the best split you've done?
I'd say
Or like-
it's helped a lot more with injuries.
Right.
I don't pull myself on my back as much now. I don't think I've had a proper back sprain in about a year, probably since I started Wendy.
We don't do deadlifts or anything, do you?
I do at the minute.
Oh, do you? Right.
Not this week because of where I did them on Monday, like, but not like heavy because it was starting to deload.
Yeah. So full deadlift from the floor. What rep range?
So it goes 12, 6, 4, and then it's a 6 to 8, but the negative's slow,
Right.
so it's not like a power set.
Yeah.
So I only got up to, I think it was 160, nice and controlled.
For the 12 or for the
It was
last,
6
for the
to 8,
working
6 to 8
sets?
set, yeah.
Right. I didn't know you did back on deadlifts.
The warm-ups, I'll probably start 60, 100,
Right.
140, and then into working.
But more on the negative.
Yeah, more control on the...
Sweet. That's good. Well, that went off different to where I thought it would go. Had me questions and everything. So I mean, like to this prep now though for the bodybuilding show. How long did you bulk for that? I know obviously you've trained since you were 2.
Out of the womb.
But whereas like say for this show this weekend, because you did bulk up. So how long did you take from when you said, right, that's it, I am bulking for this to come now?
So I was meant to do one last year. That was when I tore my shoulder
Right.
running at college. I fell over, didn't I, and landed on it and tore
Oh
my,
shit,
rotator.
that's right, yeah.
And then because of that was supposed to be October. No, August last year.
Yes.
Because of that, I had to take a good 8 weeks for that just to mend.
Because you got quite lean and then you injured, wasn't it?
I was dieting and then I got injured and then I started, it was just above maintenance, just to help with healing. And then after the 8 weeks or so, I think it was December, I went on with Wendy. I'd started proper lifting the week before, in November I think it was. Proper heavy lifting again.
Right.
And that was when I started bulking. And then Wendy's took over all my programming.
So that's from, say, November, December-ish.
From December through till April I think it was April. It might have been May. We started to dial it back from like, I'm sure she had us on like 7,000 calories.
What, at one point?
Yeah, at the peak. That was like towards the back end, so probably April time.
So what was the average calories at the bulking phase?
We started on 3 and it pretty much went up 500 until it hit 5 and then it kind of...
Each week or each month?
Each 2 weeks maybe.
Every 2 weeks, right?
It wasn't like every week.
So 3, 2 weeks, 3, 5, 2 weeks, 4, 2 weeks, 4, 5.
Until it hit like 5k and then the last 2 months, I think it was before it was on 6 or 7. I can't remember what the numbers were.
Right, so how the fuck did you get 7,000 calories in? Go, one day, how did you get that in?
It was, if I remember, breakfast or meal 1 it was like a shake. It was like, I'm sure it was 75 grams of protein. So many oats, might have been 100 grams. 2 bagels, toppings on them. I used to have cream cheese and chocolate spread. And
Together?
Not together.
Oh, right, yeah,
Two.
separate.
But it was like 4 slices, so it was nice. And then, what else did I have? I'm sure there was more on breakfast.
Either way, you're looking at how many calories in that? 12,
Couldn't
13?
tell you.
Or more?
Maybe 1,000, I would have
Right.
said. And then, that was when I used to come here, go to work, and then I'm sure I'd have a shake here as well. I'm sure I had, like, I used to split the shake,
Yeah.
so it wasn't like one massive fucking jug.
Yeah.
And then training, I'd had Carb X. I'm sure I had like 50 grams in that. 50 grams of carbs.
During,
just
like, with
straight
your
up.
shake? Yeah.
That was like an intra. And then after that, so I used to have beef and rice with fruit, Greek yogurt. And then after that was my potatoes one. So like, it was potatoes and chicken.
What was it, like a sack of tatties?
It was kind of it was a pain in the ass to cook them all. That was with more fruit. It was mainly fruit on every meal that I used to bolster it.
Right.
And then,
Oh, so the fruit was boosting up the calories?
yeah, the food kind of didn't really go a lot in terms of the volume.
Right.
It was like the extras that would go in. So after that, it was pretty much the same meals, but different meats.
Right.
So it was like two more rices, and then the last one was the only one that was different. That was toast. It was like 4 slices of toast
Right.
with toppings and another 75-gram shake with oats. I used to have 6 eggs in there as well, actually.
Whole?
Yeah.
What, in the shake?
Not in the shake, I used to just cook them.
Cook them, scrambled
Chicken.
omelette?
Whatever I felt like on the day. Just
Right.
them. And then I'm pretty sure that's it. 6 meals and an intro drink.
Fucking hell. It's mad because obviously when people think bulk, they automatically go fucking pizzas and stuff like that.
I used to have 1 meal out a week as well.
But normal people
that
have a
was
meal
part
out
of,
a week?
That was
That's the
part
thing.
of the...
Yeah. Or the part of the diet was you had to go out for a
I had
meal?
to go out for a meal, like, it was no
All right.
choice. Had to.
Oh, that was all right. But like even that though, say the other 6 days though, that's fucking trying to get that amount in from good
And it
foods.
had to be on top of the food that I was eating.
What? All of that food
The
was...
meal out as well.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah.
Had to be on top of the meals for the
And was
day.
that anything, basically?
Whatever I wanted to go for.
What would you normally go for then?
We used to go to Chiquitos a lot. And then, where was the other one? It was
I suppose like a chimichangas, like 1,500, isn't it?
I used
Is that
to
the
love
deep
that.
fried burritos? Yeah.
And then I used to get the fajitas as well. They did a nacho cheese fajita chicken thing. It was nice. And we'd go Nando's and just basically any restaurant.
Aye.
Sometimes I'd just get a pizza because I couldn't be asked. Whatever I fancied, really.
Between the diet and the bulk, what's the hardest bit? The bulk, and so that last few weeks of that, or say the last few weeks of the prep?
I'd say the middle.
What do you-
Because from the bulk, like I was saying, it was finished May-ish time.
Right.
So you don't want to prep too early.
Yeah.
Otherwise you'd be sick of your life. And I wasn't due on stage till September 18th,
Right.
which is tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then, so you really want to be doing like 16 weeks max.
Yeah.
20 if you've gone overboard on the bulk. And obviously, if you start early, you're going to be doing it longer than what you want.
Yeah.
So in the middle, we dropped to maintenance, and there wasn't really a goal.
Yeah.
So you're just going through the motions training, you're just eating your maintenance, and it's boring.
Right.
And that's where I struggle with.
I think
'Cause I
probably
hate
a lot
not-
of people struggle. Actually, talking to you on a day-to-day basis, because when we're talking about clients and like they tend to maintenance off, Katie maintaining off, and you'll be like, why aren't they bulking? Why? Like, do you know what I mean? Like your perspective, if it's like the maintenance is just a weird.
I should always have like something to focus on.
Yeah.
You can't just go through the motions or just
Yeah.
lose it.
So that's probably the hardest bit. Yeah.
Because when you've got a show date, you've got a show date. And you're just working for that day.
Yeah.
And when you're bulking, you're trying to hit a weight.
I suppose that's the same with the people on the shred. It's like they are so focused on that element that when they come off it, like they don't know what to do with themselves.
That's the worst bit, when you're just maintaining.
I fucking maintained all year. I've had to though, because I know I've had to.
Yeah, but you focus on other things,
Yeah.
like business and
Yeah. It's
reading or
not
whatever.
that,
Self-growth. But like, between shows, like, I don't really want to be doing anything crazy.
yeah.
Like business-wise, just go through the normal day at work. So like, rather than starting a fucking new venture,
Yeah. That
Which
is
I'd
your
rather do
venture.
on a
That
bulk,
yeah. That the training is the main priority, really, isn't it? Fucking mad. Right, and how often do you train then?
5 days at the minute. Wait.
5 days. What
no,
about
my
like?
last day
So,
off was Wednesday actually.
I'll tell you what. With the training, like say for these last few weeks, what's your training like? How long have you been weightlifting, and how long cardio? Let's say these final 2 weeks.
This week's been pretty cushy.
Right.
It was last week that was horrible. I think it was on 1,300 cals.
Right.
And it was 250 minutes and a full-on 2-hour weight session. I could probably do it faster if I had food in me.
Per day.
Per day, aye.
So 250, 50-minute cardio,
Yeah,
2 hours of weight training
pretty much.
per day. Fucking hell.
Sometimes it was a bit shorter, like an hour and a half. But the only reason it used to take that long was because I was so fucked.
Yeah. A lot bigger rest during.
Normally, yeah, like you need to try out more recovery, but when I'm on a bulk, I can do that in probably 40 minutes, 45. This is more
Or
energy.
the same in the
session.
weight. Yeah.
It's just, you're so knackered, you just can't be arsed.
See, what I do is I just like basically get me weights and then I just stick to those weights throughout. I try not to improve or anything like that. Do you do that, or does your weights tend to go down?
They've gone up a little bit, actually, in the past couple of weeks. Not by crazy amounts,
Yeah.
just little bits. I tend to do better on cuts, but like things like big compounds have gone down.
Yeah.
But like the little machines and that, they kind of go up a little bit. But the closer I'm getting, the more it's been about machines than it has been heavy dumbbells and stuff. So probably there's a factor to it as well.
Yeah, and plus bit longer rests.
Mm.
Sweet.
But the last 2 weeks, that has been every day. But then on Sunday, the last Sunday, it switched to pumps.
Right.
So it was a pump leg session, then I did my normal back and shoulders, and then I've done a pump every day until yesterday.
And them are the
They've
nice
just
ones.
been like 2-3 sets, 15 reps, no failure. Nice and easy.
I suppose this last week, nothing much is going to change, is it?
And cardio dropped every day, so I dropped to 1 a day from Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember. And then yesterday was only half an hour cardio with a pump session. It was quite nice.
What would you say have been the basis of this week's diet then? This final week's diet?
It's all been the same as the week before. So it was 8 eggs, egg whites, sorry, and 1 egg on the morning after fasted cardio.
Right.
With a bit of turkey in, which is pretty nice. Then it was.
Doesn't sound nice.
It is, if you put the like seasoning in the meat, it is quite good. And then I had a bit of carbs with training in the drink. And then it's literally just been turkey veg, fish and veg.
At least you don't sound like the fish and rice cakes guy here.
I'm pretty much in.
But on different foods. But I suppose the more boring it is, the more it works, because then you know precisely what you're putting in there, really. Like tannin, What's happening with that?
That's been the biggest pain in my ass. So I had to shave everything
Right.
yesterday. 2 weeks ago I did a trial because I get rashes on my leg.
Yeah.
So I did it and it flared up quite bad.
Right.
It's a fucking pain in the ass. So luckily I did it 2 weeks ago and it's kind of gone down a bit.
Yeah.
And then I knew I couldn't razor them or I'd get it again.
Right.
So I just lecky razored my quads.
Right.
And I had to even shave everywhere else.
Yeah.
And then after shaved it, which stung like a fucking bitch.
Why did you do that?
It was my barber.
Right.
Not my barber, but one of the barbers.
Yeah.
He said do it because it'll close the pores, stop you getting a rash.
Right.
And it's probably gone down.
Oh, has it?
It worked. And so I've got to have a shower a day before I go for tan. Get spray tan with a sock on. And then I'm not allowed to shower or anything until after the show, so Sunday night.
Are you gonna
Got to
can
get
we get the
glazed
first?
on 9
Can we get
o'clock
the
in the
first
morning.
photo?
What of me with me sock
Just
on?
sock. Yeah. Get the tanning girl. Send me and Sarah it.
I will do.
Right then, last thing. So if anybody else was going to be doing this, so going, I mean, from
bulk and prep or
bulk and prep for a show, because from me, like, because we train quite the average day person, stuff like that, normal typical person. But for somebody, say, wanting to do a bodybuilding comp, like, what kind of advice would you give them? And what would be the one piece of advice you'd give them? Don't
unless you really, really want to.
Yeah, but I think that they want that mind, like, well, you've got the mindset to do it, don't you?
Even I found it hard, like.
Have you?
Like, I just didn't want to do it for the past 3 weeks. Just been draining. With life going on as well.
Yeah.
It's not been easy. So if you've got a lot on, it's probably not the best time. There's a girl who's coached, she's competing tomorrow, just by Wendy as well. She's got 2 sons with special needs, and she's been amazing. Like, she's managed to fucking get through it, but you can tell it's been stressful for her, dealing with all the issues from kids.
But you do as well. That's the thing. You're always wrapping around babysitters and stuff like that, and
I mean, it's not hard. It's not easy to fit in. You just got to tick the boxes and just go by day.
To fit in 2 cardio. Is this girl also been doing 2 cardio too?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
And working at 12. Serving food.
Absolutely mental. So don't.
Unless you really, really want to, and you'll do it.
Yeah.
If you don't want to, if you any doubt that you don't want to do it, you'll not do it, because it'll get to the last 6 weeks and you'll hate your life.
Actually, one more question. So what do you get out of this? Like, to put yourself through all of that, to put yourself through the show, and obviously this other girl has done the same and all around it, because in my head, you win a 20 quid trophy.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I just enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I do it. A lot of people do it now for exposure.
Right.
And if you do really well, you can win a lot of money, to be fair.
Right.
I think the Arnold's this year, it's cash prize is 60 grand.
Right.
And then that gives you a pro card. You can go do the Olympia.
Right.
A couple million.
Right.
So
yeah. I suppose exposure's good if PT.
It just depends what you want.
Yeah.
I just do it because I enjoy it.
Sweet.
And I need that goal.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier. Otherwise, I'll just turn into a fat bastard and have a pizza every night.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
Not at all. I can never see that happening. But I think that's it.